And welcome back, everybody. We are back at the St. Luke's Theater tonight on 46th Street in Manhattan for the 10-year anniversary performance of My Big Gay Italian Wedding, written by Anthony J. Wilkinson. And alongside me here is one of his co-stars who plays the role of Antony Ann, the fabulous, sensational Deborah Toscano. How are you, honey?
I'm good, Jason. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being here. We'll catch up with you and several other of your castmates later on in the show. But stay with us because coming up is the 10-year anniversary of My Big Gay Italian Wedding. Don't go away.
Hey mambo, don't wanna tarantella. Hey mambo, no more mozzarella. Hey mambo, mambo italiano. Try an enchilada with the fish or back a la bandana. Hey mambo, mambo italiano. Hey mambo, mambo italiano.
A girl got on the Brooklyn train to make her way back home again. She knew that something was missing, something was wrong. She'd been away for far too long.
Hey mambo, mambo italiano. Hey mambo, mambo italiano. Go, go, go. You mix up Siciliano.
Calabrese, do the mambo.
Welcome back to the 10-year anniversary of My Big Gay Italian Wedding, written by Anthony J. Wilkinson. And once again, I'm joined with the lovely Deborah Toscano, who plays the role of Antony Ann. How are you tonight, honey?
I'm wonderful. I'm excited to be here. This is a big show for us. 10 years of My Big Gay Italian Wedding. And it's a huge night. So
Absolutely. We're all excited.
yeah.
It's just about an hour till showtime. Anticipation is building. But very quickly, tell everybody who Antony Ann is. Tell us about your character.
oh my God, Antony Ann is the she is a classy, trashy, smart, dim-witted, lovable, big mouth, big haired aunt. And she just loves them all, but knows that they're all crazy and thinks that she's the only sane one. But she's really the very crazy one in the family. So, and the kind of like the comic relief of the group, pretty much.
And the Pannunziato family, I mean, how close is that to the actual stereotypical Italian family?
Very close, very close. It's all the craziness that goes on a holiday. It's right here. Come to a St. Luke's Theater and you'll see Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, all wrapped into one, and a crazy wedding, and how the family loves each other and kills each other and fights, but it's all out of love, and they're just crazy Italians. I know. I can speak from experience.
Well, it's an amazing show. We've seen both Wedding and The Funeral, which plays here at the St. Luke's
And I'm on the cake, Jason. I just
She's
want to
on
point
the
out
cake.
that
Here
I
she
made
is.
it to the cake, so I'm right there, and the cake. So that's a huge,
The most
huge.
delicious part of the photo is the cake.
Is the cake because I'm on it. There I am.
You spice it up, honey.
Spice
So
it.
tell us a little bit more about Deborah. You're very big into performing arts. You have a couple of projects going on. You also have a CD. You're into music as well.
Yes. I'm originally a singer by nature, and I'm a schooled musician since I'm a little kid. My dad's a musician as well. I have my CD out on iTunes called My Angel. I'm also in Tainted Dreams, which is a brand new soap opera, which you know a lot about,
I
Jason,
do.
because you're in it as
I'm in
well.
it as well.
Jason's in it as well. That's going to air in January of 2014. A lot of different projects going on, and actually next week on Friday we're doing a breast cancer awareness fundraiser, which I'm singing at as well. Jason will be there, so that's kind of fun. Very good causes, a lot of good things, and good performances are going for good causes. So we're very excited about that. So just a lot of things going on.
There really
A lot of
is.
irons in the fire,
November
and
alone.
yes, in November alone, a lot of good things going on. So.
That's fantastic. Well, Deborah, thank you so much. But very quickly, what are some of your best moments that you've shared in being in the show?
Oh wow! Some of the funniest things that have gone on are really backstage. A lot of crazy backstage antics that go on, but it's the joy and the fun of being on stage, and in live theater. Anything is possible, and we've had moments where someone's wig has come off, someone says a line that's not written and it's improv, and we all kind of have to hold ourselves and not laugh. So it's that spontaneous moment that you get with live theater that you don't get when you're on a TV set or on a movie set. So it's pretty much live theater. Anything can happen at any time. So
And how do you get through those moments, like when the wig comes off and you have the audience right there in front of you?
you know, you just really bear down and get serious and just bite your lip and try not to laugh. And there's been moments where we've all just really lost it on stage, and then the audience laughs because we're laughing. So it kind of engages them, and you kind of break the ice a little bit, and it's a very funny moment. It's uncontrollable, but it's laughable, and you have to just go with it and just laugh at it because it's live.
Absolutely.
Anything can happen.
That's very true, and it's an amazing show once again. Are you nervous tonight?
No, I'm excited because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being a part of history in the making. You know, a 10-year anniversary show. I've never been a part of something like that huge. I owe everything to Anthony Wilkinson because he's a brilliant writer. He's hilarious to be on stage with. I'm lucky to share the stage with him, and I'm very lucky and blessed to have him as a friend in my life. So he's a wonderful guy. Great
Fantastic.
person.
Aunt Tony Ann, everyone, also known as Deborah Toscano. Thank you so much, honey. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
We'll be looking
Thank you.
for you.
Great.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What happened to him? What, did he have a heart attack? You know what? It's probably just some agita from all that spicy shit you ate last night, you fat bastard.
Well, joining me right now is Paul Moon, who plays the role of Gregorio in My Big Gay Italian Wedding. Happy anniversary to you, by the way. 10
you.
years this evening.
And it's my 1 year anniversary of being in the show.
Fantastic. So
pretty
how do you
cool.
enjoy being a part of the show?
It's good. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's my first big thing in New York. I moved here about 1.5 years ago.
Wow.
So it's my first huge thing, and it's just fun. It gives you the freedom to kind of just really experiment, and you always have Sonia in the back who can either reel you back or ask you to do more. So it's a great time.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So for people that haven't seen the show, tell us about your character, Gregorio.
I am the bad guy. I'm totally the bad guy.
But he's
My
really
whole-
nice in real life.
Yeah, but I basically just throughout the whole show, I'm the antagonist. I want to ruin the wedding because I'm still in love with Andrew. I hate Anthony because he took away my man, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Sounds like talk show genre to me. What do you guys think? So you've been part of the show for a year now. What are some of your best or funny moments that you've experienced being on the set?
I mean, I love everything that's unexpected that happens. So one of the funniest moments I think ever was when Joe and Chad both cover each other's roles as the father, or as the father of Anthony, but also as the priest. And whenever Joe covers, he wears this mustache, and a lot of times it'll just fall off on stage randomly, and then he'll just look at the audience and go, "Oh, I just shaved, so I'm here." And you know, just
Magically shaved.
stuff like that, where we have like fake things, like either hair or just props or funny costumes, and something goes wrong with it. It's always funny.
That's
Always.
hysterical.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you handle a situation like that? I would be on the floor laughing with the audience.
If you ever see some of us actors just turn up and kind of go like this, you know that we're laughing.
That's a sign.
Yeah, totally.
We're going to look for that tonight as we watch the play for the 10th anniversary
You never
tonight.
know. Things that come out of Anthony's mouth, that happens quite a bit.
So we were talking a little bit before we started rolling here. You're also involved with several soap operas as well. Tainted Dreams being one of them, as Deborah and I are as well.
Yeah. And with that, which I play Brian Ross, he's the very arrogant lighting designer of the show. And then I got into All My Children in March and I think July, and I was a day player both times, playing a reporter that just came in and kind of tried to hassle up the characters. Yeah, I mean, it was a good time. It was a lot of fun to really be in that kind of a professional setting, whereas my first big TV thing as well.
Wow.
So
So
it's
how do
great.
you like the transition from being on stage in theater and then being in front of the camera for like a show like All My Children?
It's tough. All My Children is like theater on steroids. You have this one rehearsal, you just do your lines, and then you're done. And then 5 hours later, you get on the camera, and then 10 minutes later, you're done with your part, and then you just go home. As opposed to here, there's an audience, there's feedback, you can tell when you're doing a good job, but it's all very, we gotta get this pumped out, which is fine, but I love theater. That's what I came to New York to do. TV just kind of fell into my lap, and it's nice, but I definitely love the
An
audience.
amazing fall, though, right? Do you
It's
feed
a
off
great
of the
fall.
audience?
Of course. You always know. I know sometimes when I'm about to talk on stage and you hear the audience be like, kind of give that like, this guy's going to talk. It's kind of nice to know, oh, they're getting it. I'm being a horrible person. This is great. They're getting it. It's awesome. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, this is the 10-year anniversary tonight. I mean, is it like an honor for you to be a part of this tonight?
It is. It's kind of amazing to even think that, opened in 2003. Here we are 10 years later, and it's still popular.
Absolutely.
And what's crazy is that it started in a time where gay marriage was this,
it's
this
a
was
big
never going to happen.
controversy.
And now it's kind of like, oh yeah, those two guys got married. Mm-hmm. Good.
It's all in
Great.
New York now,
You know?
all over the place.
It's kinda funny.
It's popping up. So best of luck tonight, Paul. You go get
Thank
ready.
you.
Just less than an hour till showtime.
Thank
you so much.
All right. The rumor going around is that the reason you've been out of the loop is you are getting married. Why aren't you laughing?
Because I am getting married?
What?
Gregorio, I'm getting married. For real.
Ew!
Well, I'm joined right now by Donna and Joe, who play Anthony's parents here in my big gay Italian wedding. Happy anniversary to you both, 10 years.
Thank you.
Great to have you both. And actually, Joe, you're one of the original castmates.
Myself and Anthony are the only two originals left. Oh, it's so sad.
But you have this beautiful wife here in the show, of course, not in real life, but the show is doing great. It's renewed again until March of 2014. I mean, what are some of your best moments you've shared in the past 10 years?
Oh my goodness, there's so many because the audience is so lively. Our show is unlike any other show, and the reason why I say that is it's built around the audience. We feel the electricity, and for me to give you one single show, I think the one time I was an understudy to Father Rosalia, who's a priest in the play, and in order to be two characters, I wore a mustache. And the sweat from my brow made this mustache come off in the middle of the whole scene, and I felt like a total ass, to be honest with you.
Or a wig flying off, somebody's, and the other one, the wig flies off by mistake or whatever, so we work pretty well on, flying with whatever happens at the moment.
Well, that's a talk show there. Wigs flying, mustaches falling off. How do you get through moments like that?
Well, I can tell you one thing I know for sure. Anthony fired me as the understudy for that priest, because I've never been that way since.
No, we manage. The audience doesn't know, some of the stuff that happens that we just go with. I mean, who drops a line, who decides to add 5 lines, we just go with it. So it's that type of a play. You can do that.
It's such a great show. And again, both of you are no stranger to acting because you've both been featured other off-Broadway shows, television as well. What are some of your other projects you've been involved with?
Go ahead, baby.
Well, I recently worked on the indie film called Available. I played another Italian mother. It's in the festival circuit right now.
Fits you.
Yeah, I'm being typecasted. I did a lot of sketch comedy on Letterman and SNL. Years ago, I did a lot on SNL. And recently, I just did a TV pilot last weekend, called Gramercy, it's called. So, busy.
We'll definitely look for it.
And I get all the Gugim roles. I mean, if you need a wise guy, they call me, whether it's The Sopranos, or Law and Order, or a mugger, or anything. I don't know why I'm such a good-looking, handsome guy, why they want to make me a rapist and a mob guy shooting up the whole neighborhood. I'll never know. I was a good father to damn Anthony, for Crete's sake.
That's right.
And a great wife, and I'm terrible in bed, and she still loves me.
The both of you had that in common, The Sopranos, actually, right?
Yeah, we both did some little something.
Amazing cast as well. Aida Turturro was a wonderful friend of ours as well. Just love her to death.
And Debbie, who's in this show, she's her double, actually. I mean, if you look at Deb, she plays Antonian, you would see that she's actually looks almost exactly like her. Yep. Yeah.
So how are you guys feeling tonight? It's the 10-year anniversary performance. Joe, how are you feeling? This is 10 years you've been doing it.
Yeah, well, my biggest problem is I have a lot less hair now. When I started the show, I had so much more hair and so much less weight, and things seem to reverse. So I'm trying to overcome all of that. And if I can get past that, then I'll be excited about 10 years doing this show. And the truth of the matter is, I could still do it for another 10 years because you just kind of love it. It's that much fun. And then when you have the privilege of playing with a wife like Donna, and it just makes it even more fun because she's so easy to work with, and the rest of the cast, they all seem to blend in together. And when you have that, you have more of a family relationship. And that's kind of why the show has a success. I think the audience feels those vibes. And I know I feel them and they feel us. And when that chemistry is right, that's why this show will continue to go on the way it is.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck to you both again tonight. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much.
I'm just going to make the meatballs as lousy as you do every show.
You'll sit nice and jump around while I run crazy as usual. Then you're white and you're wide. Well, the doctor said I'm also, I have colitis. It's my nerves!
It's your nerves, baby. It's your menopause.
What would you know about me? Please,
Hugh Heisel joins me now, who is playing the role of Maurizio Lagrande. How are you tonight?
I'm great. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. So 10 years tonight for wedding, but you're fairly new to the cast. That's okay. Tell us about your entrance.
I'm new to the cast, but I've actually been involved in the show for 10 years. I was the marketing director when the show first opened 10 years ago. And now I've joined the cast as Maurizio Lagrande, and it's amazing. It's such a funny show, and it's such a joy to perform. The audiences are great, and it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. We've seen it several times, as we mentioned. We're seeing it again tonight. We haven't seen it with you yet, so our anticipation is building. But you're no stranger to Broadway whatsoever. You've been a Broadway producer, actor, producer, now back to actor.
Right. I started as an actor when I came to New York, long time ago. And then I got into marketing and management and producing. I was on Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike, Tony Award winner, and Peter and the Starcatcher, and a couple of other shows along the way. And so I'm doing this right now, and it's why not?
Yeah, you look happy. You look like you're loving it. And Maurizio is such a hysterical character. For people that haven't seen the show, tell us about him.
He is European, and the script says we're not quite sure what country he comes from. So I borrow from a lot of different accents and a lot of different celebrities with very weird accents, but hopefully it all makes sense and the audience can understand me. And he's a little out there. He's very energetic, and he gets frustrated quite easily. So he doesn't roll with the punches very well.
Really? So I was going to say, he kind of seems very similar to you as far as like the high energy, but I don't think, not quite though, right?
I'm a frustrated person.
No, but I say that, like I can see like he has high energy. You have very high energy, which is a good thing.
Thank you. I hope so. I hope so. Don't scare people away.
Are you nervous tonight?
No, I'm excited. We got a full house and we got a lot of great people here, and you're here, so that's a thrill.
Well, we are looking forward to seeing it, and we're getting down to the wire, right? Showtime very soon. Go get yourself ready. We'll see you later. Maurizio.
Are you one of my gloves? Then get out of here. Okay, time is very, very precious, so we must begin right away. Where are my gloves? Oh, here we are. Oh, beautiful gay couple. The last gay wedding I did was my own.
I'm joined by Chad Kessler, who is Father Rosalia in the show My Big Gay Italian Wedding. It's 10-year anniversary tonight. Happy anniversary to you.
Thank you very much.
And are you one of the original castmates from 10 years ago?
Not from 10 years ago. I joined when the show went equity. I joined, the first version we did in Staten Island with this huge, the St. George Theater, which was like a 2,000 seat theater, and I played Joseph in that one. And then when we opened off Broadway, I was cast as Father Rosalia. So I've been in ever since.
Fantastic. And so how many years have you been with the show now?
3, 4? When did we open? 2009? 2009.
It was about 2009, so wow. Yeah. Awesome deal. So what are some of your best moments that you can remember about being part of this show?
There was so many. I've met some amazing, it's a pretty amazing experience because it's like 5 of my best friends in the world are in the show and part of the show. So and the director and the writer, we're like really like the true meaning of a family because we're really great. Also, my partner wrote all the music for the show and like the original songs. So it's a really, touching family affair for me. So but my favorite moments of the show have been countless amazing times with my friends. In addition, we had the Real Housewives of New Jersey were in the show, and that was a wild hoot to go to Caroline's house, and I watched the show, so to go to her house and to eat eggplant parmesan and do the chicken
in her house,
and because you watch it on TV and you're standing in front of the house and the doorbell and you're like, oh my god, So
did you feel like you were right on the set?
Yeah, it was funny, and they were great. We had a great time with them, and it was hilarious the way that these fans were ravenous. And they would just wait, trembling with their cameras and their pens, like Barbara Streisand was going to walk out of the theater. But I was like, okay, all right, bravo.
She could be coming up next. You never know.
That would be fun. If Barbara came to this church basement, that would be a sight to see.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to it as gay fans, right?
Call her up. I have a number on my phone. We had that. We have Tabitha Coffey was in the show, and she was great. And Dr. Joy Brown, and I used to watch that show. So for me, that was really fun. We had just Lance Bass was in it. We had a bunch of really cool people, and it's fun to see these people who you have seen on TV and everything, and literally in a soup kitchen.
Yeah, now you're working with them. How cool is that?
We're backstage in this kitchen, and they're just the mob wives. Big Ange. We had some really funny, crazy people in addition to amazing people and some of my best friends in the world.
Well, it's no wonder it's been running for 10 years now. It's such an amazing cast, as you said, and we're very good friends with some of them as well. So amazing to be here. Tell us about your character for people that haven't seen the show.
Well, the plot line is that as part of Anthony's mother approving him to get married, him marrying Andrew, that he has to have the family priest marry him. So the priest can't do it because he's Catholic, and Catholic do not allow gays to get married. So my spin on the character is that he's flaming. So, that's kind of it, right? And it's
Piece it together. I mean, he's kind of like the con artist here on the show, right?
so Father Rhodes, he's a conflicted soul. He wants everyone to love him. He wants everyone to be happy, but there's certain parameters he can't do, and he does not think that he's comes across flaming at all. He thinks that he's a pious man. He thinks he's a really friendly, warm, very holy man. He doesn't realize that he comes across a certain way. I think that's what I.
It's all amazing. The cast is amazing. You're amazing. Everybody's amazing. So you go get ready, and we will see you on stage. Thank you.
I'm so sorry, Father, to have to bother you like this.
Don't be ridiculous. Galka, remember him?
Galka,
Oh, have a seat, honey.
That's nice. Okay, well, you see, obviously, I'm actually here with a huge favor to ask you.
Oh, well, what's the favor?
Well,
I'm joined by Sonia Blingiardo right now, who is the director of My Big Gay Italian Wedding, also an Emmy Award-winning director for her work in daytime soaps. How are you tonight, honey?
How are you? So good to see you again.
Well, happy anniversary. 5 minutes till showtime. You excited?
Very excited. It's a huge milestone, so we're all really, really proud.
And how long have you been part of the show directing it?
Directing it probably 5 years, but involved with it probably from the beginning in one way or another. Anthony has a way of sucking you in a good way, in a good way.
He's an amazing person, and it's such an amazing show. Being the director, I mean, what are some of the best moments that you've shared in the past 5 years?
Oh, there's so many. The best moments have to be when I see the most complicated choreography and they pull it off like opening night. That's like probably because it's like someone's going to fall or a heel's going to be caught up, or they'll forget a step and they don't. They're just great. I said it before.
We were sharing some funny stories before, actually, about people's mustaches falling off, wigs flying off. How do you get through moments like that as a director?
You just embrace it because the audience embraces it so much and they find it so incredibly entertaining that you have no choice but to do the same. So it's all good.
Absolutely. And 10 years tonight, how are you feeling about that?
Old. First word. that
Nonsense.
comes to mind. Oh, absolutely. I can't believe 10 years have gone by. But it's just a huge accomplishment, a huge credit to Anthony and for going strong and constantly believing. We resurrected it a couple of times and there's still life for it.
And it's being extended now until the end of March 2014. That's got to feel great.
It feels fantastic. It really does.
And you're also directing. You've also created your new web series soap, Tainted Dreams, which I'm a part of as well. That's coming out very soon.
Yeah, it is. We are getting our final sizzle by the end of next week. So we'll finally have something to show. So I'm formally inviting you to our viewing party, December 13th.
I will be there. We all will be there. Excellent. Sonia, thank you so much. Best of luck. Just a few minutes.
I actually want to talk to you about something. And this is the perfect place and the perfect time. Okay? What would you say if I suggested that you and I get married?
Married? Like, married? How much have you had to drink?
No.
Well, I'm joined by the man of the hour who put together My Big Gay Italian Wedding, Mr. Anthony Wilkinson himself. Hello, darling.
Hello,
How
Jason.
are you?
Thank you so much for coming
Thank
tonight.
you.
Thank
So
you.
happy anniversary, 10 years.
I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. I said, this is one of those milestones that I think this morning I finally woke up and said, wow, it has been 10 years, you know? And for the first time I started having flashbacks to 10 years ago. And you sit there and you say, 10 years ago, if you could really have been there, it was, we really thought we were only going to do 6 performances. Yeah. And then it became 12 performances. And then it became 3 months. And then it became 6 months.
Just
kept growing and growing. But if I could tell you how hard it was and how difficult it was such a challenge. And it really has come a long way. I'm really excited.
Absolutely.
About it.
And it's open in so many other cities, at least 20 major cities across the world.
Yes,
That's amazing.
Yes. Another thing I never thought would happen. Because back when we were in the village, Samuel French and licensing wasn't even an option. It wasn't until we finally got here in 2010 and it became like a full-out equity production that we were even, it took a year to get Samuel French to even come. So when they finally came and they picked it up, it was like, oh, okay, good. Now, was somebody going to license it? And now it's really exciting.
That's
Like,
amazing. And
yeah.
as I said, it's across cities, across the world, even
Yes.
overseas. It is. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what was the inspiration to write Wedding 10 years ago?
The wedding I wrote 10 years ago. You know, I think it was the fantasy of getting married and just falling in love, because at that point I was 26 and I had met, a couple of people, and I think I was just starting to really come to terms with my sexuality, and I think I was trying to understand why I was so different and why I couldn't experience the same things that someone else could. So I finally hit a wall, and I said, and I just in my own head started to construe what would happen if I got married. So of course, in my own crazy way, I said, rather than tell a serious tale, let's tell something funny, and let's make like what would be the crazy things that would happen, and who would be the crazy family members who would come out, and who would all, and that's.
But it's not that far off from the real thing, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, a lot of these characters are fictional, but like the mother is inspired off my mother, and the dad is inspired by that. So
And
the
they're
aunts are.
hysterical.
I mean, I really
Oh,
do
my
have an Aunt Tony, and So and the friends are all. I really did have a Lucia Fuccio, and still do, and she's one of my best friends, and I mean, they're
Wow.
all. These are all real people, in some way. Yeah.
That's amazing. And 10 years, as I stated, tonight is the 10-year anniversary party performance. I mean,
Yes.
what are some of the funny things that happen on set and off set that you can remember?
Oh God, there's so many. I mean, over the course of so many years, I mean, I think back then there was a lot more, because the cast used to be, now we're 16, it used to be 24. So I think one of the biggest things that could have happened is in the Village, the space was even tighter than it is now. So we
Because
didn't
originally started at the Actors Playhouse
Yes.
before finding a home here.
That's right, and it was one dressing room.
Wow.
So you had 20 people in one dressing room, and let me tell you, that was tight. So the stories I could tell you can go on and on for days. And then we went to Theater 4, which was beautiful, and we all had our own dressing rooms, and it was
Wow.
really lovely, and it was 2 stories, and it was quite extreme. But this has been great, and now it's. But oh yeah, I could tell you stories for days.
That's a whole nother show.
It's a whole nother show. It's a series actually.
For people that haven't seen Wedding, you absolutely have to come. You can visit telecharge.com. It's extended through March now, of course.
Yeah, the end of March.
2014.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and the funeral.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And funeral as well. You could come and cry at the wedding on Saturday, and then come cry at the funeral
Yes.
on Sunday. But you'll be crying from laughing, because that's
Exactly.
how funny it is.
Exactly.
And over the years too, you've also had celebrities make appearances and doing guest roles as well. Who are some
we've
of
had
the
so many.
favorites?
Well, we had the Real Housewives of New Jersey, which made a huge impact because they have such a huge social media following. So, like, their tweets and all their Facebook messages really helped get the word out about the show. We've had the Mob Wives. We've had Tabitha, a lot of Bravo celebrities. We've had, who else? We had Dr. Joy Brown. We had Lance Bass. We had Vinny Pistori. Well, then Lainey Kazan and Nikki Blonsky were going to be in the show. I mean, we had a lot of soap stars, a lot of soap stars.
Our good friend Alicia Minshew.
Alicia Minshew was, a lot. We've had it. So many people have come out throughout the years to show their support, and it's been amazing.
It's amazing.
It really has been.
Oh, it's amazing. So as well, you must be so nervous tonight. Are you nervous?
No, you know what it is? I think you get past the nervous. I think I'm excited. I mean, there's a little anxiousness as usual, but I'm
a little anticipation growing.
Yeah,
we're down to the
I
wire.
know a lot of people are coming, and I'm excited to see a lot of people again. And I know there's a video at the end of the show, which is cool, and that's different. I have to speak quickly, but luckily the video will speak for us. So, I mean, Teresa, I did a beautiful job. This video, so
Absolutely.
I
And we do have some footage, which we will show you as well later on in the show.
It's so cool. So, I mean, I think the video will speak for itself. So, I'm off the hook tonight.
Good
Yeah,
for
I can
you.
just-
I'm
I can
excited
relax.
for you. We're going to be right there cheering you guys on the
Thank
whole
you.
way through. So you go get ready, and
Thank
we will
you.
see you later.
You got it. Thank you so much.
Make your booty in the name of love. That's an act from heaven above. Let the groove inside you, move inside you, wiggle all the while. Yeah, shake, 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 shake.
Well, we are here at B. Smith's in New York for the after party of the 10-year anniversary of my big gay Italian wedding. And joining me right now is Drew Little, who has a very big part in the show. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well. Fabulous performance. I've seen the show several times now. You have a great character. Tell us about him.
Yeah, it's so much fun. My character finds out some information at the end of Act 1. I don't want to give too much away, but he ends up having a big secret that he sort of has to hold on to, and it all comes pouring out in Act 2 after a few drinks, which tends to happen to most people, so it's good.
Fabulous show. You're quite a little dancer, too. There's a little dance number in the show.
And yeah, there's one big dance number that we all get to go out there and sort of do this really great choreography and nail it every night. I'm actually also the dance captain for the show as well, so...
Fantastic. So how long have you been working with Anthony's show?
I've actually been on the show. It's our 10-year anniversary, but I've actually been with the show for 1 full year. So I started last year this time.
I'm sure it's been such an amazing journey for you. What are some of your best moments you've shared on the show?
Some of my best moments, well, the dance number's super fun because I get to dance with Megan, who plays Connie, and she's also a fabulous dancer, and we really feed off of each other's energy. Also, one of my favorite moments is that I get to have a moment with Lucia, who is played by Liz Gergitano, and it's one of the more dramatic moments in the show where you really get to connect and look at each other and have a really nice moment. I enjoy that moment a lot.
Fantastic. Again, great show. You have to see it. Drew Little, everybody, thank you so much. Thank you.
Who's your best man?
Oh, that would be me.
Oh, yummy. Yummy. Who's a pretty girl? Who's a pretty girl? Who's a pretty girl?
Well, joining me right now is my very good friend in my big gay Italian wedding, Megan Robar. Hi, love.
Hey, hi, Jason. So good to see you again.
So great to see you. Fabulous performance again. 10 years.
10 years. I'm so overwhelmed with so much emotion. I'm so proud of the show, and to see that montage at the end of the show, the evolution of it over the years, it tugged at my heartstrings. It was just it was beautiful.
Absolutely was. And you do such a phenomenal job every time. You're also part of my big gay Italian funeral where you actually have 3 roles. So you are very busy on the weekends.
I got very busy, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I live my dream on the weekends. I wish I could do it every single day.
And what's funny about your character is you actually play a lesbian.
Oh, I do. And watching the montage, I realized my hair used to be out to here, but Connie kind of tamed it down a little bit for 2013. But yeah, it's so cool.
Fabulous. So I've been asking everybody, because everybody's had their best moments on the show, what are some of your best memories?
Oh my gosh, best memories. I think one of my best memories would have to be the first show we did in 2010. We opened off Broadway. And I remember it like it was yesterday, and taking that curtain call and bowing, my first off-Broadway performance in my career, and it was just such a humbling experience. I still get a little bit of a chill when I think about it, but it was definitely one of the highlights of my career, that moment, that very first show. And I think next would have to be the opening of Funeral, when I got to really, really stretch as an actress and play 3 different parts, and that curtain call as well was really humbling and an amazing moment.
Absolutely is, and you do so amazing as well. How many other projects are you currently working on?
Gosh, I feel like I can't even keep my head on straight. Well, we're still working on Tainted Dreams. That's in post-production. We're kind of seeing where that's going to go. And right now I'm doing so much writing. Writing new characters, new skits, things, improv, and just kind of developing myself as a comedic brand. So look out for me.
Sweetie, it is always so great to see you. Last time we saw you was when we were talking about Tainted Dreams on my show once again. So always great seeing you. Thank you so much.
Hey. Jealous?
Yeah.
You always were.
I'm jealous.
Oh, and FYI, you look like a white trash putana.
Oh, yeah? Well, at least I'm getting off this, okay?
Oh, yeah? From who? Jenny Craig.
Hey, Inspector!
Well, joining me right now is the co-star of My Big Gay Italian Wedding, is Brandon Goins, who plays the role of Andrew, who is Anthony's husband in the show. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for having me, Jason.
Thank you so much. And 10 years, I know you weren't a part of the whole 10 years, but how long ago did you join the cast?
I joined the cast back in March. Yes, I started as the swing, and then through luck and happenstance, I became Andrew. So I've been Andrew now since June, and it's been a blast. The whole thing has been amazing.
Such an amazing cast, amazing crew. I love it. You're also involved in several other projects as well.
I am. I am lucky enough to be in The Funeral as well. Not necessarily as Andrew, but if you haven't seen the show, you'll have to check that out to see what happens. And I'm also lucky enough to have been a part of Tainted Dreams with all this cast. So.
As have I.
Indeed, yes, you have, and you did fantastic. I heard.
So much. So, getting back to My Big Gay Italian Wedding, tell us a little bit about who Andrew is. He has a big, deep, dark secret without giving too much away.
Well, first and foremost, he does love Anthony, but like many of us, he has his flaws, and he's made a mistake or two in his life, and he ends up having to pay for that very, very badly at some point during the night of his wedding. So it's not undeserved, but again, he legitimately loves Anthony with all his heart and soul, and that's the basis for Andrew.
It's a great twist to find. You definitely have to come out and see it. Brandon, thank you so much. Pleasure meeting you. Great job. Thank you.
First date in Coney Island, my grandfather stood on top of the sausage and pepper stand and sang this song. She said she knew in that moment she was going to marry him.
Well, now we know why you were such a romantic. And speaking of which, I have been doing some research, and I have found the most romantic spot for our wedding. Are you ready? Vermont. Gorgeous, Anthony.
Well, I'm joined by Eric Ransom now, who plays the role of Rodney in My Big Gay Italian Wedding. Fabulous job tonight. You had us rolling on the floor.
Well, thank you so much, Jason.
And talking to you right now, like you are completely different from your character. Tell us a little bit about Rodney.
Rodney talks a little differently from me. He kind of talks more like this, and I talk more like this. People who see the show more often than anything don't recognize me at all. My show also requires a lot of makeup, or my performance requires a lot of makeup, so it's like contouring and highlighting. So oftentimes, like, it's very easy for me to like go into the lobby and get to the bar quicker than everyone else. But I'm very different from my character.
Absolutely. And a phenomenal character that it is. As I said, we were dying on the floor. So how long have you been part of the cast of My Big Gay Italian Wedding?
I was in the 2009 Staten Island production, was my first performance with this piece. But I also did another of Anthony's shows, Boys Just Want to Have Fun at the Actors Playhouse, and I think it was 2006 or 7.
How long have you been part of the cast just since 2009 going forward?
I did 2009. I when it was like at the St. Lukes, I started here. Then I've been in and out of it and returned for this current production.
So what are some of your best, memorable, most funny blooper moments ever on the show?
Blooper moments. I don't know. It's crazy doing a show for this long. I've never done a show for as long as this one, so it's like autopilot. I don't even. It just happens.
It's a phenomenal cast. How long have you been an actor?
I went to camp for this stuff. It was the only thing that took. My mother always wanted me to do something social because I was sort of like a nerdy little quiet kid. And she tried baseball and soccer and all those things. And I was just on the field looking at butterflies. And then finally it was theater camp that got me going. So.
It's amazing. Well, you do a phenomenal job as Rodney. Again, everybody has to come down and see it. Hysterical. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This happened 4 years ago, and they are still talking about it.
You don't have to tell me, because this shows up on my tweets every other hour.
And joining me right now is Liz Gerestano. I said it correctly this time. Great to see you again. Last time we spoke was at the funeral. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Congratulations. You really did have a wedding, but it's not big and gay.
Well, it was a little gay, but it was it was pretty big. And yeah, thank you. Very excited.
Congratulations to you. You have hot stuff roaming around here someplace.
Roaming somewhere. He's here. He's here.
Well, phenomenal job as always. 10 years, happy anniversary.
10 years, thank you.
Can you believe it? How long have you been with the cast?
I started off the show when we did it in Staten Island. So I believe that was 2007, I believe. We could check the video later. But yes, that was the first time that I did the show. And then since then, it's just been, I've been along for the ride. They've taken me along each step. So very grateful.
And you play the role of Lucia.
Yes.
Tell us about her.
Lucia is Anthony's best friend. She is the lipstick lesbian to the Lucia Connie lesbian relationship. They've broken up recently in the show, so there's kind of some tension there, and they both always fight for Anthony's attention. So it's really fun to see like their crazy, weird dynamic, and just she really does have a great love and admiration for Anthony. She just always wants to be there for him. So.
It's such a phenomenal cast, as I said. You guys do such an amazing job every time. We've seen it several times now. I mean, what are some of the best moments that you've shared, or your favorite moments that you can remember? Bloopers, funny moments?
You know, it's funny that you say that, because just watching the clip that they put together of the past 10 years of the show, there's so many things that you don't even remember that we did that. Like, it's just like all the different casts and all different shows. I think I do have to say, though, Gypsy of the Year was probably, like, by far the most phenomenal experience, like, by far. Like, literally, like, watching, like, Carol chanting on stage and, like, 10 minutes, like, us fools going up there and doing our thing. Like, it was unbelievable. It really was fantastic. Yeah.
You guys do a phenomenal job. Funeral is on Sundays, wedding is on Saturdays, and you are in both.
I am in both, yes. Come on down. Come see us.
st.lukes.com. Liz, honey, congratulations once again on your wedding. Great to see you. Thank you.
You know what? You were jealous from day one
Jealous.
of all my past girlfriends, and you still are.
Jealous of Tina Lantini, huh?
You know what? That bitch looks like Honey Boo Boo in about 10 years, Connie. I mean, seriously, I'm so glad to hear you raise your standards.
Why don't you go to hell and say swing on TikTok?
Okay,
all right,
ladies, please, okay? This is a party for my brother. Can we at least all try to get along?
Marissa Perry, who plays the role of Maria, is joining me now, Anthony's sister in My Big Gay Italian Wedding. Hello, darling.
Hi, darling.
How are you?
So great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Phenomenal job tonight. Happy anniversary.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So cool. So awesome.
And how long have you been with the cast of Wedding?
I did the second installation of it in 2010. Then I left and I did Sister Act. And then I came back in May of this year. Yeah.
So let me ask you, which role did you play in Sister Act? Because I have in my head, just based on your personality, who you were.
I was in the ensemble, but I covered the Kathy and Jimmy role.
I was just going to say you're Kathy and Jimmy.
I am. And we're trying to get Hocus Pocus like developed and onto Broadway, you know, so that we can do that show. I obviously wouldn't do the Kathy and Jimmy role, but the Bette Midler role. Hopefully. We'll see.
Well, you were amazing in the show, as the rest of your castmates. Tell us a little bit about Maria, Anthony's sister.
Okay, Maria is like 18 years old. She's pretty self-absorbed. Everything's all about her, and she takes Anthony's wedding as an opportunity to, you know, strut her stuff and show her talent, and, you know, all the while supporting her brother through this new, you know, adventure in his life, and such a monumental moment for him. So, yeah.
It's an amazing cast and crew. And how long have you been with Wedding?
I've been here since May, so that's what, 7 months, something like that. Yeah.
So I've been asking everybody, because everybody has their favorite moments in the show. What are some of yours?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I love in Act 2, during the wedding, when Maurizio tells Anthony to put the ring on his finger and say, "This ring I sie wed." I literally laugh out loud as Marissa every night. It's one of my favorite moments in the show. Yeah, that's probably my favorite moment. And everything that Anthony does and ad-libs, he's hilarious to me, so it makes me laugh, and it makes it so much fun.
It really is so amazing. And you're also involved in My Big Gay Italian Funeral, playing the same role. So definitely visit telecharge.com if you'd like to come see the show. Marissa, thank you so much. I love you, honey.
we're so excited to see Anthony and his people. Zena's 40. Tell the world, 40. 21. It was awesome. It was wonderful. The show was like so great. So great.
It was an amazing show. It was so funny, clever, witty. The cast was wonderful. Anthony, you're amazing. Here's to another 10 years.
The play was really good. We thought it was fabulous. It was funny. We could relate to it because we're Italian, of course.
And we will be here for the next 10 years.
And we're also coming to the funeral too. Yeah, absolutely. Won't miss that for the world.
But I promise no bubbles.
It was incredible, and it's hard to believe that 10 years have gone by. We
were
there
here for the first
we
one.
were there for not for the first one.
I was
or
here for the first one.
I think I was there at least.
I
in the
didn't like
first
you
one.
then.
But you know what? To see Anthony put this on and then come out with the second play, we're really proud of him. We've known him for a long time, and it's a great show. It's a good time, and you come out with a smile, just like we are now. So, thank you guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care.